off night.
Why you?
That's not important.
You did it.
Well, you know why I did it. Because you jumped me.
He sent you.
Listen, this is
Quiet.
He told you to take care of me. Stop.
What was that?
dark. Weather.
So now we've got a name.
He's delirious. He said something about the weather.
No. Stark weather. Does that name mean anything to you, Doc?
No, nothing.
Is he gone, Doc?
No, but you won't be able to get anything more out of him for now.
How about later on?
I can't make any promises.
Look, Doc, we can't let it go at that. He just started telling us something.
He lapsed into a coma. There's no telling if he'll ever come out of it again.
Give him something to bring him back.
I'm afraid there's a point of no return.
How will we know when he's reached it?
I think you better leave. I'm sorry.
Look, Doctor, he's just started giving us a name, Starkweather. You heard that, Dr. Morse.
Oh, who knows what he said? A man in this condition could say anything. Dredge up a name from his past? Isn't that right, Doc?
Now, that's anybody's guess.
Well, it's my guess that this Starkweather is the one who wants Nicole Drake dead.
Oh, no, the carpet. Oh.
Ooh, nice going, Ace. Here's the glory.
Glory? I'd better go rent a machine.
Try my glory.
Glory's the best way to clean without a machine. Glory cleans deep. In fact, Glory cleans better than any leading spray rug cleaner.
Sue, your carpet is lovely.
Thank you. My professional did it.
Professional strength Glory, the best way to clean without a machine.
He didn't open, he's at the 40.
What would you do if your armchair quarterback fumbled the pizza?
I'd shout it out.
What would you do if your grease monkey greased up a real mess?
I'd shout it out.
Shout, the heavy-duty stain remover. Shout, specially made to get the tough stains out. What would you do if your Sunday maker spoiled her Sunday best?
I'd shout it out.
Want a tough stain out? Shout it out.
That's right. I said, well, another type of IV unit up here within the next 10 minutes. And tell Dr. Stratton I want to have a conference with him here as soon as he arrives. Right. Gentlemen, if you please.
Doctor, what odds would you give the man?
I am a doctor, Mr. Guthrie, not a bookmaker. Please.
Starkweather. Do you think the name will mean anything to the Drakes?
Well, you can ask Adam without even leaving the premises.
No way they'll let me in to see him now. But I can still talk to Mrs. Drake.
Well, go ahead, but it won't do you any good.
Yeah? What makes you so sure?
Because you didn't hear him right. It was a sedative talking, not him.
Maybe you're right. After all, he did think you shot him deliberately. Maybe he thought you were his punishment.
What?
Well, look. Rydell was failing his mission. And he was supposed to kill Mrs. Drake, and he was doing a lousy job at it. Maybe he just thought you were his punishment.
That's ridiculous.
No. Adam Drake told me about the first killer, a gunman named Joe Randy.
Adam Drake has a lively imagination.
Well, he thinks Randy was killed because he failed his mission. Maybe Randy's killer is in there right now.
And I'm killer number 3.
Mm-hmm. He might have thought that that's what you were. Maybe that's why he jumped you.
No. Look, he wanted to get out of there, and I was in his way.
No, look, it makes perfect sense. Rydell was hired by Starkweather to replace Randy. Well, Rydell knew the price of failure. Yeah. He must have figured that the same thing would happen to him if he failed.
And he did all right, thank God.
Well, you were the only stranger in the room. And you did shoot him.
So he thinks I was the one, huh?
Right. And you just might have saved Starkweather a job if he dies.
Oh, look, he doesn't have a chance. I mean, I'm a doctor too, you know. I've seen enough people on the brink of death to know the signs of it.
Maybe. Maybe. Look, I've got to go back to the barn and replace Pete Yankovich.
You're out of a job now, aren't you?
Maybe. Are you coming back with me now, Doc?
No, I have to get back to town.
Hey, you know, Pete Yankovich might still want to talk to you. After all, you did kill a man.
He was there. He knew what happened.
Yeah, well, still, the local police department may want to file a formal statement.
Well, I'm available anytime.
Sure.
Guthrie.
Yeah.
Look, do me a favor, will you? Don't mention to Mrs. Drake anything about this Starkweather business. I'd like her to sleep tonight.
Yeah, but she might be awake.
Oh, no, she's not. She took a very heavy sedative. In fact, she didn't even hear the gunshot.
Well, don't you think this is important enough to wake her up?
Look, I'm her doctor, and I'm asking you to let her sleep.
Anything you say, Doc. Oh, still here?
How's he doing?
Well, he's alive anyway.
Pete, you still here?
Oh, well, I thought you were still asleep, Miss Drake.
Oh, I was. Like a log. For a while, anyway. Where's Steve and Clay?
Well, they're on over to the hospital.
All of them? Clay, too?
Well, we had a little commotion down here while you were still asleep.
Really? What happened?
Well, you remember that guy, Rydell, was unconscious. Or so we thought. I guess Steve didn't hit him as hard as he thought he did. Well, at any rate, he came out of it.
Suppose I should say I'm glad.
Well, no, it wasn't good news for him, Mrs. Drake. You see, when he came to, your friend, Dr. Jordan, well, he had to shoot him.
He what?
Yeah, he didn't have much of a choice. I mean, Rydell just charged at him, so Jordan just grabbed up the gun and pulled the trigger.
Is Clay all right?
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. I can't say the same for Rydell, though. I thought he was dead, and then he wasn't, and then... Well, he was alive when the ambulance took him away from here, but he's got a pretty big hole in his chest. Oh, I'm sorry. I just shouldn't have told you the gory details.
Pete, did Rydell say anything about what he's been doing?
No, you see, they're going to question him at the hospital when he gets conscious.
If he becomes conscious, you mean?
Well, all I can say was that he was alive when they took him out of here. And I guess when he gets to the hospital, chances are they'll keep him alive. And then maybe you'll find out some of the answers, Mr. Drake.
Mrs. Medrano, you're really convinced your cleanser is better?
Yes, I am convinced that my cleanser is better.
We're going to compare Comet with your leading cleanser. This sink has extra tough food stains and cooking grease. The same on both sides. There's an equal amount of cleanser in both cans. First, we'll clean one side with Comet. You pick either side.
Okay.
How's the Comet working?
It's taking away the stain. Comet cleanser cleaned it beautifully. Now I'll try my cleanser.
Just pour it all out, right?
See how that does.
How's your cleanser working?
Slowly. Come on, my cleanser. I've had faith in you all these years. What a difference, my goodness.
How did your cleanser do?
I got some of the stain off, but not like I did with Comet.
Do you think the test was fair?
I think the test was fair, yes. I was able to pick out the sponge and the spot to work on. I'm going to go out and buy Comet.
Comet does clean better. It can change your mind about cleansers.
Dear, some light reading to take your mind off those heavy cases. Love, Quentin. Christmas, 1974. Who is it?
It's Draper.
Draper, would you please go home and leave me alone?
Come on now, I saw your bedroom light go on, so I know you're not sleeping.
That's another thing. This bedroom light business has got to stop. I don't like being watched.
Just watch for the magic light to come on, then I know you're awake.
It's true. I am awake. It's also true that it's after 1 in the morning. And unless I get some sleep sometime tonight, I won't be able to go to work tomorrow.
Maybe talking would make you drowsy?
Talking wakes me up.
How about listening?
About listening, it all depends on what I'm listening to. Sometimes after dinner speeches make me drowsy. Do you have any of those?
I left them downstairs.
May I suggest that you join them downstairs?
I'm serious, Brandy. Other things I'd like to talk about. Some things I have to talk about.
Draper, if you want to talk about any more of your charming, nonsensical, romantic things, forgive me for saying so, but now is the wrong time.
I agree. I'm not feeling terribly romantic myself right at the moment.
What's wrong?
My father always manages to destroy my more human characteristics.
Well, so Ansel called, after all.
Yeah. When Ansel Scott serves notice he's going to phone, he phones. Nothing spontaneous about that man.
Stop finding fault, Draper. There are some people who just can't be spontaneous. Some people are rigid and organized, and if it works for them, so what?
Let him be as rigid and as organized as he likes in New York City. But when he's going to invade my territory...
Draper, what are you talking about?
He's coming here, Brandy.
To get you to join his firm?
No, he's coming here to join us in Monticello. I mean, he's not going to join us. He's going to be on the other side.
On the other side of what?
Other side of the courtroom. Brandy, my father's coming to Monticello to defend Tony Saxon.
Is
my hectic schedule, I seldom have a moment to myself. When I finally do, I love to treat myself to the flavor of Europe with the General Foods International coffee. Swiss mocha has a smooth chocolate flavor and a deliciously mild taste that's so special.
Mom, is it all right if the team stays for lunch?
Well, it was a nice moment while it lasted.
General Foods International coffees. It's our flavor that makes us special.
Good report card, Erica.
Thank you.
I'm Jim Lovell. Does a good breakfast have anything to do with a good report card? A 10-year Iowa breakfast study shows students who eat a nutritious breakfast have a better attitude towards schoolwork. Breakfast is important, and Tang Instant Breakfast Drink is a good way to start breakfast. One glass is a full day supply of vitamin C, and Tang's delicious. It's all here. Eating right is as fundamental as ABC.
And now for my final selection.
I'll munch to that.
I think I can live without this one.
I'll munch to that.
Fritos brand corn chips. Nothing munches like them, nothing tastes like them. They're America's munchy favorite.
Wow, that lightning sure is scary.
I'll munch to that.
Look your best all year round with today's Tony. Get a twin conditioning treatment with Tony and have a wave as often as the seasons change. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Twin conditioning Tony conditions and reconditions your hair. With Tony, you get a natural feel, natural body. Salon perms can cost up to $25, but today's Tony is just over $2. Try twin conditioning Tony, the wave for any season.
Have some of this, it'll calm you down.
Being calm is not going to help me.
Being calm does help. Remember I told you about the time that Adam and I were on opposite sides of the courtroom in the Martha Marceau trial?
I remember.
Oh, you didn't think that was so terrible. You said, as I recall, something about it was possible for a person to put aside personal feelings to cope with a professional situation.
But the thing about this is, it's so deliberate on my father's part. I mean, I can't believe he's going to go out of his way to defend a man like Tony Saxon.
Well, he defended him once before, didn't he?
But that was a long time ago when he still dealt in criminal law.
Maybe he's feeling loyalty to his old client.
A lot of men feel loyal to Tony Saxon, but it's because he's a crook, and you know how it is. Birds of a feather flock together.
Draper, hold on just a second. That is an assumption that has yet to be proven in court.
And with my father stepping in to take over Saxon's defense, it's going to make it hard for us to prove it.
Draper, Tony Saxon, whether he is a scoundrel or a mobster or whatever you want to call him, has the right to the best representation that he can get. That's the way our system works.
And Saxon certainly has bought himself the best.
I think I remember that you told me when you came back from New York, your father had discussed with you at that time that he had some financial problems with his firm. What about the possibility that he needs Tony Saxon as a client as much as Tony Saxon needs him?
My father said he lost a few clients, but I can't believe he's in such dire financial straits that he'd have to take on Saxon as a client simply for the money. No, Brandy, there's got to be another reason.
Like being near you?
Maybe he just wants to show me up.
Draper, forgive me, my dear, for saying this, but I think it's possible that you want to show him up. He might just do it with his trial, too. Probably get more publicity than the Serena Faraday trial. Father and son against each other in the courtroom, Tony Saxon in the middle. That's quite a show, especially with such a famous father.
And such an unfamous son? No, don't kid yourself. In litigation this important, Paulson's not going to turn over the #1 spot to some assistant DA. No, he's going to step in, do everything himself. I'll be there. I'll just be helping him, though.
Well, what's your big problem, then, if that's true? Ira will have a go at Ansel while you sit aside and watch your father's technique.
No, I'm not going to get off that easily, Brandy. I mean, the fact that he accepted Saxon's defense, the fact he's going to have to come to Monticello means I'm going to have to see him. Oh, no. I'm not going to get off that easily.
I dare say your father doesn't expect you to put him up.
No. He mentioned that Nadine was a friend of Geraldine Whitney's and that they would probably stay there. But the fact that they're going to be here means I'm going to have to see them more. For dinner, for Sunday brunch, the whole bit. And Nadine's probably going to be calling me every minute.
Ansel's bringing his fiancée with him, is he?
Oh, yes. My father travels in style. I wouldn't be surprised if he landed here with a whole entourage.
Might even include The ravenous raven. Wouldn't that be nice? I hate this feeling. Not knowing what's happening.
Yeah, well, I told you everything I know. All we can do is just sit here and wait for Jordan or Steve to come back and fill us in.
I would have thought they'd call.
Oh, yeah, well, they probably think you're still sleeping. Oh, here comes somebody now. Hey, that's Steve. Hi there, city boy.
Hi. Hello, Mrs. Drake.
Steve, I've heard about Rydell. How badly hurt is he?
Bad.
Well, did he say anything? Did you get to ask him any questions?
Well, he hadn't come to. He was still unconscious.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, does the doctor think he'll pull through?
They're doing everything they can for him.
There's hope.
Oh, yeah, there's hope.
Well, you're here now. I guess I'll be getting along here. I got to check in and find out if there's anything else happening in this town. Well, see you later.
Thank you, Pete.
Goodbye, Mrs. Drake.
Bye, Pete.
You take care now.
Thanks.
Oh, and do me a favor, will you? Will you get somebody to fix that window for you?
Will do. Thanks, Pete. I just made some coffee. Want some?
Sure. Did you get some rest? Get some sleep?
I must have, Steve. I did not hear a thing. Listen, this whole thing with Rydell concerns me. I mean, you're perfectly aware that he is our last chance to find out, to get to the bottom of this whole thing.
You know, I didn't tell you everything before.
What do you mean?
Well, when the sergeant asked if Rydell came to and said anything, well, you know, it was something I just didn't think that all of Oakville should know about.
Steve, did Rydell say something?
Well, it wasn't that much.
What was it? Tell me.
Well, he came to for a minute, and he saw Dr. Jordan standing there, and he said something like, Starkweather made you do it, didn't he?
Starkweather?
Yeah, Starkweather. That's the name he used. You know, it's my guess that Starkweather's behind the whole thing. See, Rydell thought that somebody had come to take care of him the same way they had done to Joe Randy for failing his job.
The job being my death.
Well, that's what it was obvious to me. Does the name Starkweather mean anything to you at all?
No. Nothing. Nothing at all.
Our story will continue in a moment.
7 months ago, I was a nurse living in an apartment in Single. Now I have 3 children. I married a widower.
Meet Mrs. Susan Bowden. Recently, her life changed a whole lot, and that included laundry. Tide asked her to tell you about it.
Before I was married, I just did about 1 load a week, and the dirt I saw most wasn't much of a problem. But suddenly, it was 3 loads a day, and more different kinds of dirt than ever before. Ice cream, chocolate pudding, and ground-in black garden dirt that went through the clothes, down to the skin. Well, for that kind of dirt, I decided to give Tide a try. And Tide worked. The ice cream came out, the pudding came out, even that ground-in black garden dirt.
I guess you'd say I depend on Tide for everything I wash. And can I also say I have just a super family?
Get Tide, because the dirt you see the most is the dirt Tide cleans the best. Ask Susan Bowden.
Starkweather. You know, it's not what you'd call a common name. If you had heard it before, I think you would have remembered hearing it.
Steve, I've heard the name before. It's just that it doesn't mean anything to me.
It seemed to frighten you when I said it.
Steve, if you had said the name Smith or Jones, I would have been frightened. I mean, the whole thought that there is an actual person, a living presence behind all of this insanity, that's kind of scary.
Yeah, I could see that.
And yet, if I have ever met or known a man by the name of Starkweather, either here or in the Caribbean, I've forgotten it completely.
One of those buried memories.
Maybe.
Well, don't worry about it, Mrs. Drake. Look, I'm going to keep in touch with the doctor at the hospital. If Rydell pulls through this, we'll get to talk to him again.
You think he's going to pull through, Steve?
Well, they wouldn't give me odds, but I'd give you a 50-50 chance he will. Look, maybe I'd better call the doctor at the hospital right now.
Yeah, I dropped my cigarette lighter when I was in before.
Well, I'm sorry. No one can go in to see the patient now.
Oh, I realize that, but when Dr. Morris and I were in before, I know exactly where I dropped it.
Well, I'm sorry. I'll check for you if you wish, but I can't allow you to go inside.
It'll only take a second. I know exactly where I dropped it. Look, I'm Dr. Jordan from Monticello.
Oh, well, all right, doctor. All right.
Thank you.
Yes. Oakville emergency. Who? Oh, yeah.
We invite you to join us each weekday for The Edge of Night.